China, the champion of land grabber and a visionary conqueror who sees no limits, continues to engage in new tactics against India on a daily basis. Recently, the country changed the names of 11 places in Arunachal Pradesh, which it referred to as Zangnan, the southern part of Tibet. But every time it had to face the consequences. This is not a new tactic employed by China, as they often engage in such activities when they feel that the international community is not paying enough attention to them. All this behavior could also be attributed to China's belief in its military might over India, which leads it to display aggressive actions and advance its strategic goals, even at the cost of souring relations with India. China is known for its assertive behavior in sensitive areas like the South China Sea, Taiwan Strait, the territorial dispute with Philippines, and India-China border. The country frequently conducts military exercises and maneuvers in these regions to assert its territorial claims and project its power. By taking such actions, China aims to advance its strategic goals and establish itself as a dominant force in the region. However, the Indian government has stated that changing the names of places in Arunachal Pradesh will not achieve anything, as the region has always been a part of India and will remain so. There are indications that China may be gearing up to provoke another round of border tensions, stoking potential unrest in the region. There are indications that China may be planning to cause trouble or invade the inhospitable regions of the high Himalayas. The challenging terrain of the Himalayan ranges, which has an unmarked boundary between India and China for thousands of kilometers, may once again become the stage for China's attempts at incursion or other forms of disruptive activities. India must be on high alert for another Chinese misadventure along the LAC, with the PLA's Western Theater Command likely to probe Indian preparedness in multiple areas. The current geopolitical situation presents both challenges and opportunities for India. On one hand, Russia, a historically close ally, is becoming more closely aligned with China, which could potentially undermine India's efforts to counterbalance China's influence in the region. On the other hand, the United States, another important partner, is preoccupied with other conflicts and may not be able to fully support India's strategic goals. This leaves China with the chance to employ its gray zone tactics, which involve using coercion and subversion to achieve its objectives, without resorting to open warfare. In this way, China can get what it wants without drawing attention to itself, taking advantage of its opponent's distractions and weak spots. On the other hand, the situation at Coco Islands, administered by Myanmar, is causing even more concern. According to a report by Chatham House, satellite imagery shows that the islands are being transformed into a military base, potentially including an intelligence facility and airbase. This development poses a significant security challenge for India, as the islands are located just 55 kilometers north of India's strategic naval base at the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The authors of the report, Damian Simon and John Pollock, suggest that if China were to use the Coco Islands as a leverage point for economic investment in Myanmar, it could gain a key regional advantage over India through naval intelligence acquired from surveillance flights from the Coco Islands. This underscores the potential threat posed by China's activities in the region and highlights the need for India to remain vigilant in safeguarding its interests. Last year, on the 9th of December, the Chinese People's Liberation Army attempted to overrun an Indian outpost in the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh. The PLA troops were reportedly armed with spiked clubs, taser guns, monkey fists, and sought to change the status quo in the region. However, the Indian army was able to anticipate and repel the offensive, resulting in multiple injuries on both sides, but no fatalities. The American media claim that India was able to repel the Chinese offensive in the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh due to real-time and actionable intelligence provided by the US military. It is noteworthy that China's official communications have been notably silent on their intentions regarding the ongoing border conflict with India. However, even after the failed PLA offensive in Tawang, Arunachal Pradesh, last December, the Chinese Foreign Ministry has provided no clear indication of their position and has only made vague statements, suggesting that the situation is stable. And, on Tuesday, Mao Ning, the spokesperson for the Chinese Foreign Ministry, expressed a desire to strengthen ties with both India and Russia, calling them major powers. This could be seen as a positive signal for improving relations, but we all know how consistent and transparent China's words and actions have been in the past. Who wouldn't trust a country that has a long-standing history of using deceptive tactics and misleading their opponents? It's like a wolf wearing a sheep's clothing and saying, "Don't worry, I won't bite." How could anyone possibly doubt China's sincerity in the matter of land grabbing? Aside from that, and in all seriousness, India must respond creatively and quickly, utilizing all available tools and resources to protect its interests and keep regional stability. India can handle this complicated circumstance and emerge stronger. On the other side, by remaining vigilant and proactive. China's recent activities, along the LAC, and the renaming of Indian territories, combined with seemingly conciliatory official statements, should be viewed with caution. India should prioritize this partnership to effectively counter the growing threat from China. India's best option is to intensify external balancing by collaborating with like-minded partners to counter the Chinese threat and strengthening border deployment. Washington has recently reiterated that partnership with India would be America's most important bilateral relationship in the 21st century, and India should make the most of this partnership. The US has expressed its keenness to engage in bilateral military exercises with India, especially in the Himalayas, making it a valuable opportunity for India. Conducting joint military exercises with the US, despite possible objections from China, could be a feasible option for India to enhance its strategic partnership with the US and its allies, as well as to counter China's growing influence in the region.